How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout, and today, of course, we are talking about Electroneum, and it has been quite an amazing couple of days for Electroneum, and even in the market that we're currently faced with, Electroneum still manages to impress, and of course we are seeing a lot of these different resistance levels being met. Now, and I just wanted to draw your attention to a couple of these different tweets which I found worth your attention. Of course, it's getting better. ETN is rising more and more, and you know, it's funny to see how people can be wrong at times. You know, sometimes when it comes to a cryptocurrency like Electroneum, there's going to be people out there, you know, because every cryptocurrency has its fair share of haters, but I think Electroneum has managed time and time again to establish a great community, not only, but the team that's working on Electroneum is certainly something to be paid attention to as well, and I'd always recommend you guys do your research. So, welcome to another episode of Crypto Clout, everybody. Now, I'm your host, Faze Crypto, and now this is the YouTube show where you subscribe for a video on cryptocurrency every single day. So, of course, make sure that you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Anyways, a lot of very exciting updates about Electroneum. I mean, first of all, you know, this right here, now first crypto to fully integrate KYC to daily use in its first year, has become the fourth largest crypto worldwide with 2.8 million registered users, signed agreements with organizations providing a reach for over 150 million, second most user engagements online of all crypto, and of course top 10 in transaction and active wallets. We already spoke about that one. And first crypto to offer a payment API, you know, easily accept crypto, and all this, of course, in the wake of the amazing team that we've seen gathered around Electroneum. A lot of people from the mobile industry have expressed interest in Electroneum, and we know how that space is there. You know, what goes around comes around, and they tend to be pretty ahead of the game, and I'm certainly excited to see where Electroneum is going to go in the near future. So when it comes to the overall you know, cryptocurrency space, I mean, Electroneum price surge continues as community you know, seeks Epic Games approval. Now that's an interesting article as well, and then of course the regular news articles that we see revolving around Electroneum. But when it comes down to the global stage, when it comes down really to the nitty-gritty, now all the bullshit aside, Electroneum and mobile mining, it makes physical sense. I think the fact that Electroneum has managed to get themselves with their foot in the door as essentially the only game in town. I mean, what other mobile mining crypto is actually going to be able to give the space a run for its money and have their ducks in a row when the grit, you know, when the grit meets the gridiron, essentially. So, I mean, in the age of mass adoption and all these different things, I think that Electroneum is one of those cryptos that's ready to capitalize on the next bull run. One of the first things that I think we should talk about in this video is this interesting price trend that we've been seeing developing for Electroneum over the past 7 days. It's been a very exciting week for Electroneum, and that's a lot to say considering the market that we have been seeing. Even the fact that Electroneum is in the green with a lot of the top performing cryptos, you know, hitting red times. I mean, with the exception of the likes of Tron, which is of course having a pretty interesting day as well, and we'll be dedicating some time to talking about Tron later on in this video as well. But for now, it's definitely interesting to look at this trend as it's been developing, and of course with the recent developments that have been happening with Electroneum. Now, this article in particular did a good job of talking about the price surge and how the community has been really having a pretty strong response to Electroneum. And what I found interesting looking at the past just 1 day performance of Electroneum, it's pretty fair to see that we're starting to break certain resistance levels that were readily, I mean, I'd say if we can make it past this point from where we were, only earlier in the month, pretty much, we could pretty much see Electroneum going even higher. I mean, probably even revisiting some of the more exciting, because the fact of the matter is, I think we'd probably end up seeing Electroneum coming up to that, like, 0.06 mark at that point. 0.016, which would be pretty, pretty substantial. I mean, of course, Electroneum being where it is, it's pretty fair to say that right now we're testing some of those levels that are pretty much matched. It's for the past 3 months. Of course, you also have to recognize the fact that it has been a slow crawl for all the cryptos, nonetheless. I mean, with that recent billion being taken off the market cap and so forth. But then again, I mean, when we talk about how things were for Electroneum back when there was actual money pumping into the cryptocurrency space, like a year ago, it does stand to say that and even since then, Electroneum has received that sort of pump, and now I think that it's an interesting development, to say the least, to see how the community's been responding to the likes of Electroneum, especially in the current climate of the cryptocurrency space. Looking at a project like Tron and seeing this sort of price action right here that we have going on, it's pretty refreshing, because I know that there have been Tron has had its fair share of doubters, but I think as the Tron, the summit and all these things continue to take off, I mean, we're going to be seeing a lot more attention coming to decentralize the web, decentralize everything. And I think when we talk about someone like Justin Sun, it is interesting to see the team that's come together with Tron, and I think that it's no surprise seeing this sort of price action. 9% in particular, similarly to Electroneum, these different altcoins being able to test the waters, even while the likes of the top cryptos are, it is an indication of the fact that these different cryptos do have their day in the sun in the future, and it only makes me wonder what it would actually look like in a bull market. In particular, the fact that Electroneum and Tron have been capable of having these different performance levels met at this significant juncture. But of course, BitTorrent token airdrop for TRX holders will be available. I think there's been a lot of attention turned towards the project with a lot of the recent developments that are happening, and rightfully so. Tron Weekly Report, definitely something interesting for you guys to check out there. But yeah, I mean, I think that the things are coming together. I mean, also, I mean, in the market, it's obviously, I'd expect things to get worse before they get better, but I see Tron and Electroneum as like these sort of cryptos that have the capability to stand the test of time, and fare up against the dark days that are sure to come before we see the more early stages of mass adoption. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Of course, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Remember, I'm not your dad, but if you guys are interested, you guys can follow us on Twitter. It's at CryptoTuber. And yeah, all that being said, I mean, my opinions are pretty positive. I think Electroneum has an interesting future ahead of it, in particular when it comes to the global stage, and what Electroneum could actually bring in terms of the future of mobile. I mean, there's a lot of very interesting things that are brewing, sooner rather than later. But of course, cryptocurrency as a whole does have a lot of hurdles that it must jump over. In particular, when we move forward, seeing all these different things, as they've been. But I mean, Bitcoin could hit 10 million, become new gold standard. I mean, this is a pretty hilarious thumbnail right here. But I mean, the the philosophy, the old age-old additives, the way people think about cryptocurrency, the dream is still alive, so to speak. Throughout 2017 crypto market bull run, Bitcoin price predictions kept the crypto hype train fat and happy. And whether it was eccentric ICO promoter John McCaffey promoting the Immaculate himself, if Bitcoin failed to reach 1 million within 3 years of fund strat, setting a conservative price target of 25K, even crypto influencer had a price target and much relevant. Obviously reality, and it comes crashing down. But they did make an interesting case in this article. I'm not going to read the entire thing for you, but definitely something to check out, as a bonus. But yeah, all that being said, you guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you comment down below letting us know what you think, and I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.